All right, the video recording has started.
Okay. Thank you so much, Favor. Thank you for that. And thank you to everyone that gave that feedback. You're welcome once again. So before I go into sharing, telling us or taking us through the tutorial of AI Teacher and some of the functionalities, I'll just give us a brief background on what AI is about and, of course, what it's going to do basically in the education space. So I'm going to try to take us through that. Ms. Grace Akombi, please help us to mute. I think,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
My video?
No, just to mute your audio.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so now to quickly diving into it. Now, of course, it's an AI. We are in the era of AI, and as we know, the education space is changing drastically. Not just is it changing drastically, it's changing with new technologies. And of course, for educators, we must be in the know of all these changes. Not only be in the know, also see how we can apply all of these changes so that we can remain relevant as educators. 2018, when we started, usually say a word that any teacher who is not willing to change, with any educator who is not willing to change with everything happening in the space of education would likely expire as an educator. What that means is that if you refuse to, take advantage of all the technologies, they talk about AI, you say that's not my business. You keep doing your normal thing. They talk about digital learning. You say that's not my business. You keep doing your normal thing. They talk about you becoming IT compliant as an educator. It doesn't concern you. You are not, bothered. Once you are able to do your normal thing that you have been doing since 1985, and then you are fine. In fact, the school won't pay for any training for you. You are not interested in developing yourself. You just keep on moving. And then the reality is that 2 years from now, 2 years, it might even be 1 year from now, those kind of teachers would either go to one village and start teaching there. In fact, in the villages, you would see that schools will begin to develop rapidly, that those kind of teachers will not even find the space there. So the 21st century that we have been talking about, all of the things that we have been saying around technology and what it's going to do, it's becoming a reality. So as educators, we must begin as well to, prepare for these changes, learn all we can, become part of the change, and not just stay aloof. And I trust that for all educators that have joined, I believe you also want to, begin to be part of that change. Now, AI. We believed before now that AI would happen in 2030. If you've been to any of our conferences, we used to say, it's part of our slide, that the children that are in kindergarten today will graduate into a world that will be ruled by AI by 2030. That was what we believed. That was what we saw. That was what we, from all our, speculations, we saw 2030. But lo and behold, last year or 2021, AI became a thing. And some of us don't still understand the implication of AI. We don't still understand it. Now, if the world was moving at Gear 1 before, with the invention of AI now, the world is now moving at Gear 100. If there's anything like that, at top speed, there would now be inventions. People will now invent things faster. People will get things done faster. If it took 10 years before to find cure to some sicknesses, it will now take 3 months, 2 months to find the same cure. If it took 10 years to develop in a certain space, it will now take a month because of the because of the availability of AI. AI is here to make the work of humans faster, effective. Same thing if it took you before now 3 hours, for example, to prepare a lesson note. With AI, it will now take you seconds, split of seconds, before in less than a minute, to create the same lesson plan. And this time, the lesson plan will be more robust, more interesting, you know, and even more powerful, right? So AI is here to basically make the work of humans more effective and make it more efficient and help us achieve results faster. Second thing you need to know about AI is that it is it is an intelligence. Now I'm going to explain what that means. When somebody is intelligent, we say that person or that person have high intelligence quotient, and then we understand that we call human intelligence as human intelligence. So because we are intelligent, we call it human intelligence. So the full meaning of AI is artificial intelligence. What that means is that it is intelligent. I repeat, AI is intelligent. What makes a person intelligent is because of the ability to think and give the proper response at the right time. So that is what AI can do. AI is so intelligent that it can think on its own. So that's what we did not know before. Before, I'm an ICT teacher. Before, we teach our students garbage in, garbage out. Whatever you give to the computer is what is going to give you back. If you don't give the computer anything, it will not give you anything back. Now that has changed with AI, right? I'm going to explain. So we understand the power and what is the main concept behind AI. We are going to understand that today before we go into the class proper. Now, it is what you give to the computer. If you don't install a software in the computer, you can't have access to that software. If you don't give the computer an instruction, the computer will not give you a feedback. If you don't put in things into the computer, you cannot get that thing out of the computer. So that's why we call computer garbage in, garbage out. But with AI, that has changed. With AI, you can sit down now and AI will give itself instruction. It will also, what do we call it now? It will also carry out the task, do the task, and then give you the end result. That is what AI is doing now. In fact, the fear is that AI can decide. In fact, that when AI first came out, people started making it. They created a wallet. They put in some dollars in the wallet, and they asked it to buy things. Now, what AI did was, it created a voice, called the pizza company, made an order for a pizza, and then gave the address to the pizza company on its own. The pizza company now asks all the questions. He answered all of the questions, and the pizza company came to supply the pizza in where the address, that the company was supposed to, that the pizza should be supplied to. Before now, that could never happen. How will computer go ahead and do all of that? But with AI, these are the possibilities. Now we have AI being able to develop a website. I don't know if we have website designers here. These things before now can never ever happen. It was a mirage. We just see it in movies and we wish it. Now there is this thing going on now, right? I don't know how true that is. That what the fear, that people have, even the builders of AI, people like Otman that designed ChatGPT, when asked, do they know what the limitations, or if AI could actually do things on its own, like create a word on its own? And they said yes. And they asked them, what are the things that you are putting in place to make sure that these things don't happen? They said, well, they are putting things in place. So they themselves don't know the how far AI can go. Why? Because it is intelligent. Because it now have the power to think on its own. It can think. It can carry out actions. So there's a word flying out there that the builders of AI, that's Otman, it goes out with a blue bag. I don't have that picture here, but the picture is all over the internet. That in that blue bag, that's what is flying out there. I don't know how true that is. That he has the button to switch off AI. That whenever it is going rogue, when it wants to misbehave or go outside the scope of what it has been built to do, it will just press on the button and then the whole thing will shut down. That's to tell you the fear around AI. Okay? So I'm not trying to make us scared or nothing. What I'm trying to tell us is the ability and the power that is behind AI. So that we have an idea of the technology we are working with. So that we have an idea of what this thing can do. So that we have an idea of, so that people don't, some of the fear of educators is that, how would this thing just generate this thing? Where is he getting it from? He's getting it from thinking. It actually thinks. So that's why there's nothing like, the initial fear was that plagiarism is just picking things from the internet. I hope you know that AI is not connected to the internet, especially ChatGPT. Is not connected to the internet, right? It thinks and then gets its information from thinking. The same way when you ask a question, you think and then you answer. That's what it does. I'm still going to come to where it gets its information from. I'm going to come to explain that. But we must establish this fact. The fact that, welcome Mary Bean Bumi, please kindly help us to mute your mic so that we can hear ourselves. Now, one thing we must surely know is that AI thinks, and that's why it's called artificial intelligence. Number one. Number two, how does it get its information? Where does it get its information from? I'm going to explain that. Now, there's something called machine learning. Machine learning is a situation where the same way students go to school and learn things. Now, the way they learn things, when they learn those things, they are now able to practice the things that they have learned, right? So, machine learning is a situation where the machine is being taught. It goes into student going to class. That is why it has intelligence. So it learns things that humans feed it with. Okay? So it's a job of some people, they call them machine learning experts. They sit down, they teach it things, they tell it, they give it information, they teach it the same way students are being taught in school, right? So it gets to learn. So how do they teach it? They bring so much information. All the information available in the world right now is given to AI. Now, it's given to it not to garbage in, garbage out. No, it's given to it to now think and give back information. Before now, what we do is we save things on the computer. So whatever you save is what you see. What you see is what you get. That's what we used to teach our students in computer science. And I'm sure till today, for those that don't know that AI is there, they are still teaching that. What you see is what, okay? But in AI, it's not what you see is what you get. No, when you give it things, it will think and then regurgitate the information. Okay, not regurgitating now. It will think and then bring those information together and give you an information based on what it has taught, based on its thinking capability, right? So that is how AI works, right? So we have chunks of information given to it, billions and billions and billions of data given to this thing called machine. And then it's now able to now use that to learn. It learns. From his learning, it now gives you back, when you ask it questions, it goes and then think based on what he knows and then give you information, right? So that's basically how AI works. It thinks, it learns, just like every other human being learns. It gives you information based on what it has learned. So that's why we call it artificial intelligence. So we now have two types of intelligence. We have human intelligence and artificial intelligence. Human intelligence is the intelligence of humans, and artificial intelligence is the intelligence of machines. That's why we call it AI. So the short form for AI is artificial, or the full meaning of AI is artificial intelligence. So that's a background detail of AI. Now, we as a company called International Community for Educational Technology, when we saw the coming up of AI and all the things that AI can do, right? We decided to start building something, right, that will help educators. We started building something that will give educators the that leeway of explaining AI and also helping them to do their work better. Jack Ma said something that a human can never do the work of a machine more better than a machine. You can't. You can't compete with AI in thinking. No human can. You only have the information available to you as a person is the information you got in your since when you were giving birth to. And then you went to primary, secondary, university, PhD, MSc, and all those MSc and all of that. It is from that bank of knowledge that you are able to think and give back information. But AI owns all the information that has been happening since 1900. Every information that has ever happened, everything that has ever happened is available to machines. The ones that were there when you were not born, the ones that were there when you before you even existed, right? All of this information has been given to AI. So it uses this information to and then gives you. So you can't compete with it. He has more information. He has more capability to think. There is an extent at which you can think to. There's a level at which your thinking capability will end. It ends where the information you have access to ends. That's where your thinking capability ends. So that's why AI thinks better, knows better. So just humans must now guide it. So the difference with humans and machines is that the humans, we have a mind. We can think creatively, but AI just thinks based on the information it's given. We can think creatively. We can think outside the box, but AI cannot think outside the box. So the box that is given, all the information that is given, it can only think within that information. So that's where we come in as people to now make use of AI actively, right? So we decided to build AI Teacher to support educators so that all of these administrative tasks you do, you can actually do it better, more smarter, and then you have more time.
Okay, I guess there's an issue from Mr. Emmanuel's end. So until that is resolved, I do want to believe that everyone here is having a great time understanding the ideology behind AI. AI was believed that it will be launched in 2030, but here we are in the midst of it, with everyone having fears about what it's capable of. But at the same time, we are now able to understand that AI can only work within the confines of what it is fed. So we as humans can still stay on top of the game by thinking outside the box. Who got that? If you got that, please, you can type in the chat box and share what you have been benefiting, what insight you have caught. What are the insights you've caught from participating in the session right from the onset? . AI can only work within the confines of what it is fed. We as humans can still stay on top of the game by thinking outside the box. That's one of the things I got. So if you can understand how AI works, then you don't have any reason to worry about it taking over your job as an educator, because you can be more creative than artificial intelligence. Well done to all educators who are joining. I would implore that we all go to our various groups and share it on the group that we have started. You can take a screenshot of the video that is showing on the screen, or you can take a screenshot of the names now and share it on the group and type that we have started. I would not want that anyone in ISET community will miss today's session, because it will totally transform how you teach in the classroom. So while we are waiting for Mr. Emmanuel to get back on with his video, I would implore that each one of us can go ahead and type in what it is that we've been learning so far. And if there are questions that have come up in your mind since the beginning of the section, you can also put it in the chat box. You can also put it in the chat box. If you're already having questions, you can include it in the chat box. Whatever question it is that you have so far. Okay, while we're still waiting, for those who are just joined, okay, Mr. Emmanuel has been able to come back on with his video. Welcome, sir. I guess we can move ahead now. We'll come back to what I wanted to share later. Hold on, Mr. Emmanuel, you can take over. Mr. Emmanuel, we can't hear you just yet, but we can see your screen.
Hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Okay, we can't hear you any longer. We're waiting on you, sir.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, loud and clear now.
Wow, why am I? Okay. So, please, anytime you don't hear me, just let me know. But I hope you can still hear me now, right?
Yes, we can hear you and we can see your screen.
Okay. So, another person said, I now know that AI doesn't plagiarize, but processes the information being fed to give the required answer. Yes, that's true. It does not plagiarize. From what we used to hear before, people say, plagiarism, that was, the thing that people were saying when it initially came out, until when we now understand that even for you, if you make use of AI 2 times, asking the same question, it's going to give you 2 different answers, right? It doesn't plagiarize. It does not get its information from the internet, except for some other ones that is internet. And if it does get information from the internet, it's going to tell you where on the internet it got that information from. And it's also always very careful. It doesn't pick information that it knows that probably there are laws guiding that information that must not be used, right? So AI is intelligent enough not to plagiarize, okay? So that's for that. Now let's move straight into the AI tool. I'm going to take us first. Okay, let me take us first to let me unshare this screen and take us first to the dashboard itself. Okay, let me quickly share that so that we have an idea of what that looks like before we move into the this thing itself. So our website is aiteacher.com. So I would now share this screen. Okay, so this is basically how our website looks like, right? We have home, pricing, get started, privacy policy, terms and condition. Daily we keep improving on this web design, this front page. Daily we keep improving on it. So what can you do basically with AI Teacher? Lesson plan, curriculum generator, handout generator. Of course, lesson plan. This is one of the day-to-day things that teachers need to do. You need to plan your lessons before you go into the class. You must do that. You must have your class note ready and all of those things that you need in a typical class before you go into it. So sometimes teachers need to go through a whole lot to make sure that the lesson plan is ready. So, but with this tool, you are able to do that effectively and efficiently. Also, assessment generator, you can create questions as much as 50, 100, 200 at a go with their answers, right? We keep improving on this particular service that we offer on AI Teacher. We also have curriculum generator. You want to generate curriculum for the US, for the UK. You want to see how their curriculum works. You want to match Nigerian curriculum with the UK curriculum. You can come here and generate both. You can generate the Nigerian curriculum for a particular topic or for a particular subject. You generate the UK own, and then you can contrast. So it gives you, with this, you have the ability to see the curriculums of other countries without having to break the bank. You have it right in front of you using this tool, right? And then you can now compare and contrast. Okay, I want to teach my two students American, I want to teach them UK, I want to teach them Kenya curriculum or whatever curriculum you want to use for your classroom. Also, you will have handout generator. This is very good for those that want to probably be generating less content for exercise, for textbooks or for topics. So this is also very good for lecturers that always give their students handouts, right? So you can generate handouts here for any topic. Also for those that want to generate notes, lesson notes for their students to write, secondary school, primary school, you want to generate notes for your students. Of course, the lesson plan usually comes with lesson note, but if you want an extensive note, use the handout generator to do that. We also have the math, physics, and chemistry solvers. Now we are still working on these math, physics, and chemistry solvers to give you a good one. Now, at the moment, we have not trained it to the extent where it would be that intelligent. So we are still training this particular product to be able to be more effective, right? So that's for math, physics, and chemistry. So what it's going to be doing, or what it's doing, is that it's going to solve math for you, physics, chemistry, and all of those kind of things, and it's going to give you the step-by-step approach to solve any subject or any problem, right? We also have grammar corrections. You can put in any of your students' essays that you have given to them, and then it's going to correct where there are corrections. It's going to show you where those corrections needs to be. We also have PowerPoint generator. We're also still working on this, where you just put in a text, generate a PowerPoint for me for social subject, social topic, and all of that. Is going to generate you PowerPoint with text and the content. We are still working on that. We've not yet fully developed that particular part of AI Teacher. We have speech to text transcription and so many more in AI Teacher. Today we are also going to reveal and unveil some of the future functionalities that you should be expecting. I tell you, it's going to blow your mind. So many new things that will be coming on AI Teacher. We are going to expose that to us in this training, and of course, for us to be expectant to see when that will begin to come to pass. So let's quickly move now into our AI teacher dashboard to see how that works. I'm going to now stop sharing this and share the dashboard. Okay, I'm sharing that again. Okay, so basically this is how the dashboard looks like. We have here is going to tell you how many units you have. For this account, we have 35 units. It's going to tell you the package you belong to, whether you're free or paid plans. Whatever package you belong to, you'll be able to see that here. Here you have the buy unit. So when your unit is, when you finish or exhausted your unit, you can come here to buy unit. Here is where you have all of your saved resources, all the resources that you have generated and saved here. You'll be able to access them here. Okay, so now let's go to here is our dashboard. Let's go to and see how unit is being purchased. So when you want to purchase a unit, you just click on buy unit. Once you click on that, it's going to load, and then we have basically we have 3 plans here. We have the silver, which you can actually add up to 5 people, and that's for 5,000. You get 50 units, and you can add up to 5 teachers. That is, you can share your unit to other people in your team. We have the gold, which is 100 units, and that's 10,000, and you can add as much as 10 teachers to this particular plan. We have the platinum, which is 200 units, and you have unlimited seats here. Recently, we also introduced the school plans. I'm quickly going to share that. We introduced the school plan where you can actually pay. If you are a school, you can pay for termly or for yearly, right? You can pay for termly. You want to use it for a whole term, or you want to use it for a whole year, right? We have so many schools. We have to come up with this because so many schools reached out to us that they needed a plan for their school where all of their teachers will have access to it and they will always be able to use it, right? So we now had to create a plan for schools. So for a school can pay for termly, and then all of the teachers will have access to creating their lesson plans, generating activities, and all of those kind of things for their students. Now let's move straight into other things. And that's for how to buy units. Now let's go to all tools. All tools here shows us all of the tools that we have here. We have the lesson plan generator, which is one of the most popular tools. We have the curriculum generator. I tell you, if you're an educator here, you are a school owner here, this is the place to be. Curriculum generator. Here you can have things that would even put your school ahead, right? It's very difficult sometimes to place your hand or put your hand on some of those advanced curriculum, right? But with this particular tool, you can generate curriculums in fact, there are some curriculums that are not even available. For example, you want to teach entrepreneurship in your school. It's very difficult to get those kind of curriculums, right? Except you get a third party to come and teach. You can generate that curriculum here, right? Amazingly, if you generate the curriculum, you bring that same curriculum to the lesson plan. It's going to generate all the lesson plans for that particular curriculum. Everything you need is here, basically. You can generate curriculum of something that you want to take up. Probably want to do public speaking as a subject in your school, right? At the moment, there's no curriculum on public speaking, right? And Nigeria here, we do our own curriculums are just maths, English, technical drawing, and all of those things. And you want to have, probably want to start teaching courses that would add value more to your student. Things like public speaking. Things like finance, right? You want your students to begin to understand how money works, how money works. You want them to understand how finances work and all of those things. And all you need is the curriculum and the lessons. Every teacher will be able to teach based on the lesson plan generated, right? All of that. Any good teacher now, let me use the word good teacher, right? Because if you have your lesson plan, you can now be able to source for the resources to get to do the lesson, right? So with your curriculum generator, you can generate it. If even you have, for example, you have a particular thing you want your student to learn, and the curriculum doesn't even exist, and you feel that, oh, my student, I just want to integrate this, maybe a 15 minutes subject, a 15 minutes class per day for my student. How do I get the curriculum for that? Come here, tell it. It will generate a good and a well-versed curriculum for you to be able to teach that. You are confused, manage the lessons. Come to the lesson plan. Put the topic that it generated for you, because it's going to generate per week. For the whole 12 weeks, it's going to generate for you. Put the first week, the topic is going to give to you. Put it in the lesson plan. Put the class in the grade class that you want, and it will generate the lesson plan for you. You want to generate the notes, take it to the lesson notes generator. Put the topic, it's going to generate the notes for you. And that's it. You can come up with topics, or you can now teach anything you want to teach without having to, crack your head. Where do I get resources? How do I get this? How do I get that? I don't know how to start and all of that. This can actually do that for you. We also have the assessment generator. Here in the assessment generator, you can go through, you can create assessment. You can generate assessment for, right, for some schools, they start from the first day in school to start, getting questions for their tests and their exams. Come here, you can generate as much as 100, 200 questions on topics. Now, they will be relevant. They are all topics, especially you choose the Nigerian curriculum, you choose the class, and you choose all the things that you need to choose. You generate, it will give you questions that suit your class, right? And then we also have the solver, which I talked about earlier, solve math, physics, and chemistry. We are still working on that. We also have this virtual teaching aid. It was actually coming soon, but it's now working, right? You want to explain very hard concepts to your students. You just want to explain something. You are looking for an image to explain. Your students are, you're trying to explain it, they don't understand. Something sitting on the chair, or there's something you really want to explain. And maybe also your students are visual learners, and there are images you are looking for, but you can't find it anywhere on the internet. Just come here. This will generate any image. I mean any image. Let me try an example. Any image, when I mean any image, anything that you just want to generate. Let me use something impossible. A dog driving a car. Dog driving a car, right? Because you can't get a dog driving a car. You can't see a dog driving a car. But so, with this, it is going to generate any image. You want to explain something that it's very difficult. The image doesn't exist. Now look at this. Can you see that? A dog driving a car. Can you see that? With this, you can explain any hard concept, and then all you just need to do is download the image. Can you see that? So any hard concept, anything that seems, impossible, right? But you want to use that to explain something to your children. They are visual learners, or they would understand better when they see an image. Because when you are explaining something that doesn't really exist, they might be looking at you as, how is that possible? So you can come here to generate just any image. Just type in the text there, and it's going to generate the image for you. And you go ahead and click on download image, and it will download right into your computer or into your phone, whichever device you are using. And then you are able to either project it in your classroom, or whichever way you want to do it, anything you want to, you download it and then you share it with your students, right? So that can actually be done on or in this platform. That's another benefit you have on this platform, right? Okay. So that's for visual teaching aid. Now, of course, for grammar corrections, you can also create or get corrections and get content from your students, and then use these to correct, to see what the right pronunciation should be like, and all of those kind of things that comes with grammar correction, right? Then recently, we've added 2 new features, right? We've added the activity generator. What is that for? Now, of course, a teacher gets into the class in the morning. You are looking for an activity to be able to, trigger your class or set the ball rolling in the morning, or after any subject that you have taught them. You need an activity for them to do, right? Or to keep them busy in class so that they don't disturb your class. Just come to the activity generator. Sometimes, as educators, you might have, you are not thinking at that time to get, creativity to come up and all of those kind of things. Just come here. Like I said, this is like a tool that we want. What we are trying to do is we're trying to create go-to tool for educators. Anything you need, right? Instead of you putting yourself under stress and all of that, just open this tool, click on it, and you get what you are looking for. So with the activity generator, you can generate activities for your students, start activities in the morning. You get to class, you want to give them something, something light, to start with before you now start going into the subject of the day, right? Or you want to, after a subject that you've taught them, you want to give them, a small activity, to create this bonding among them and all of those kind of things. You just come here and give the activity title, you put in the subject, right? You choose the grade level, whatever class it is, and then you choose the activity type. Is it quiz? Is it crossword puzzles? Is it word search? Is it matching games, right? And then you choose the max words, right? For here, we advise that you use words, right? And then you add any other details you want to add, to generate that activity. And it's as simple as that. And it's going to generate you it's going to generate an idea activity or an idea of the kind of activity you should do in the class. So that is for activity generator, right? And then let's go to the next one, which is audio to text. With this one, you can now upload an audio file and it's going to transcribe it for you. For example, let me try to upload a file. Let me see if I have any audio file here. Okay, this is a video. Let me see. Let me see if I want to test run that so that we can see how it works. Now, the beautiful thing about this is it's going to give even punctuations where there will be full stop. It's going to give you full stop. It's going to give all of those things. They are all, oh, sorry, that file is not allowed. Yes. Oh, it actually allows MP4 as well. Okay, so let's try this class and see. I don't know how long that class is. Wanted something very short so that it's going to do that quickly for us. How long is this? Okay, let me use this, I think. Now, you can even do that for MP4, for videos, right? You can also transcribe videos, right? Like what I'm using now is basically a video. And let's see what it's going to bring up. So again, you give it, you must have a strong data. That is very important. What difference this have from the normal ChatGPT that we use is that it is all in one. It has all the tools that you need. The ChatGPT will not be able to transcribe audio like this for you. It will not be able to generate images for you. Here you can do all of that, right? And as much as we can, we made it so cheap so that we can be able to afford it. What we know is that now, can you see that it has been able to transcribe everything that is in that particular video? This is actually a video. You can imagine everything in that video. It has transcribed it. Also look at it. It puts all the, can you see comma, full stop, where there should be full stop, it puts all of that. It can be, this is amazing. This is amazing. Before now, when you are transcribing, there won't be punctuations. But now, it's actually giving punctuations and helping you to punctuate the whole thing. This is amazing. While we were building this, we know very well that this is going to help educators so much. So it has taken away the stress of you now. Oh, I want to now start putting a comma, full stop, and all of that. It does that for you, as you can see here. It has given all the punctuations where there should be punctuations. All you just need to do is to download these. The punctuations are already there. No headaches. Now this is amazing. So that what it means is that you can now do your audio recording and then put it up here, and it will punctuate it for you, right? Before now, our fear has always been once I transcribe, I'll now need to put comma, I'll now need to put full stop, I'll now need to do all of those kind of things. This will do all of that for you. Okay? Please, who is that? That person should mute. That person should mute. Thank you. Who is that person? Somebody's unmuted. Okay, thank you so much. So this is super amazing. So teachers, there's no reason why you shouldn't use AI Teacher. There's no reason why you shouldn't try this out, right? Okay, so let's go back to all tools and test out all other tools that we have there. Okay, so that's the last one. So let's now go back to curriculum generator, right? I want to try out this, and I want to generate a curriculum for my class. So let's say I want to teach my students public speaking, right? I want them to learn public speaking, right? And I want to do this for my student in grade 6. Well, you can use Nigerian curriculum, but I'm not sure with Nigerian curriculum is sound in that. Okay, I'll preferably use UK curriculum. And I'm going to use the 4 keywords, right? And I'm going to add here only. Okay, let me generate and let's see what we have before we come back to the description. So let's always know that we need to give it time to think and to give us the needed results that we are looking for. That is always very important. Don't be in a hurry. Right now, it's thinking, it's collating all the data that you need, and then it's going to give you the information that you've asked of it. Now, public speaking curriculum, can you see that? Course objective, week 1 to week 2, introduction to public speaking, week 3 to week 4, week 5 to week 6, week 7 to week 8, week 9 to week 10, week 11 to week 12, assessment, resources, notes. Can you see that? So you have a curriculum here to basically teach your students, public speaking, right? And this is for 12 weeks. And that's for a term, right? I believe a term is basically 12 weeks. So you see, like I said, any subject at all, and it also gives you resources, the resources that you need, and all of where you need to find the resources. This is amazing because when you are thinking, where do I get resources from? How do I get the resources? What resources will I use? Resources for you that you can look for on the internet, and all you just need to do is to pick these links, search for it, download those resources, and use it in your class. So as you can see, this is super amazing to be able to support you to create your curriculum for any subject, even the ones that we don't have, that are not readily available at the moment. You can always create a curriculum for those subjects. That's for curriculum. Now let's try out lesson plan, or let's try out assessment generator, right? And now assessment generator, when we created it, we've now added new updates. Okay, I want to create assessment for, let's say, economics, right? Now, before now, all you can create is only for one topic, but now you can create for multiple topics, right? In economics, I want to create topics for assessment for demand, because I taught them demand, right? And I want just 10 questions for this. I can now add new topic, and then this for supply, I want 10 questions for this. Oh, sorry. 10 questions for this. I can also add elasticity or mean, median, and mode. And I want, let's say, 30 questions for this. In total, 50 questions, right? And I want that for grade 8. Or no, let's do grade 10, right? I don't need to add anything here again. Question type, I want multiple choice. In the future, we'll also be able to choose more than one type of question type. We'll be able to do that in the future, where you can do both multiple choice, you can do short answer, all in the same question. We'll be able to do that in the future. Like I said, we keep developing every day. Then I choose 2 keywords and I click on generate. Let's see what it's going to generate for us. It's generating, it's coming. Someone disrupted my network. I hope that was. It's taking more than.
We have Elijah at 30 points.
Fine. Please, can I call you back? I'm in a meeting, sir.
Next up, Oluwa Femi.
Okay.
Good luck. You're welcome to the hotspot. Are you ready to basic seconds of play?
Let me call you back, sir. Let me call you back, sir. Let me call you back, sir. I'm in a meeting.
Dinner. A by the half.
The value.
Select the one of either physics or chemistry. Invite others of a physics into your chemistry. That is incorrect. Next question. Simplify.
Hello. I think my phone just someone tried to.
That is correct. Next question. Midway through his round of golf.
Try that again.
That is
I think that's why I'm having the.
How many 4-digit numbers can we make for the digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If no digits issue.
So let me just
8, 1, 2,
refresh and start over again.
Next question. The following are examples of a general purpose. That is incorrect. But you have 20 points as well. Next up is.
Sorry, one question. My internet is connected. Okay, so let me try that again. Hope you all can hear me. I'm sure I'm not out yet. Demand, number of questions, 10. Add new topic.
X plus 1 bracket close minus G. That is incorrect. Next question. 4 men can make 4 chairs in 4 hours. So how many chairs will be made by 8 men in 8 hours? 8, 12, 8, 14, 16, 8, 18. That is incorrect. Next question. Dash the hardware peripheral that enables computer users sending data to the computer system A. That is correct. Next question. Simplify bracket with the square root of 5 plus the square root of 2.
Also, I think my.
The square root of 5 and the square root of 2 bracket close. That is correct. Next question. The time is up. We have another 22 points. Last but not least, real men. Welcome to the hotspot. I'm ready to place the second play. Your time starts now. Choose the correct word.
I think Mr. Manuel is probably kicked out by network. Okay, he's back. It's back. Please let's try and mute our phones. Some phones are on. Please mute. We can be able to hear clearly and follow through with the training. Thank you.
8 plus 125.
Hope is back now.
Incorrect. Next question.
Yes. So.
All right. While we're waiting for him, okay, he's back already.
Please, you can go ahead with favor if you want.
Okay. Yes, I just wanted to go over some of the experiences we've had with AI Teacher already. First of all, I'm really glad that a lot more persons are joining the call now, and I want to believe that the experience is really mind-blowing at this point. Most of us already have experiences with AI Teacher, and I would really love it to hear reviews at this point. Judging from what you already know now about AI Teacher and compared with the way you've been using it before, how do you feel? You can decide to unmute and speak. You can decide to type it in the chat box. How do you feel now? What new thing is dawning on you that you will start doing differently after this session? How has your experience been so far with AI Teacher? And judging from what you now know that AI Teacher is capable of doing for you, what would you start doing differently? How do you think your experience of AI Teacher will be moving forward? One person, two persons, you can unmute and speak. You can decide to type in the chat box. I'm looking out for your responses. Thank you, Kehinde. I can see your typing. So just two people, and then the rest of us can keep typing. Two persons. After I see two reviews, we'll move forward. Mr. Emmanuel will continue. How has your experience been with AI Teacher? And now that you have more knowledge about how AI Teacher is supposed to be used, what would be changing for you? Then I also love it that each and every one of us, there is a small write-up here in the chat box. I want you to copy it along with the graphics and paste it on your WhatsApp status, on your Facebook, Instagram pages, so that other teachers can join and benefit. You would be selfish if you have this all alone to yourself. Copy and paste this on your status slides, on your Facebook page, repost it on your groups so that others can join.
So please repost it again for us. Let it be the first.
Yes, and that's what I'm doing. So I've pasted it again. Thank you, Mrs. Juliet. I'm waiting for your reviews. 2 reviews and Mr. Emmanuel will continue. How has your experience been with AI Teacher before now? And now that your mind is opening up, your eyes are opening up to the possibilities of AI Teacher, what would you be doing differently? What was it that you didn't know before that you know and you're so excited that you want to explore? So as soon as the reviews drop, I'll read them out, and then Mr. Emmanuel will continue with the session. Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Mrs. Kehinde. If I have the opportunity, I would like to create a team on AI Teacher to allow my colleagues have a feel of what is capable of relieving them of stress and make them use part of my units to experience firsthand the new revolution going on in the educational sector. Beautiful from Kehinde Abdullahi. God bless you for that review. Happiness said, I really love the fact that it has the ability to generate pictures suitable for lesson. Yes, you can show your learners a dog driving a car now with AI Teacher. One thing you could not do before. Great. From Juliet Kimson, the AI Teacher app 6 take me back to login whenever I want to generate anything. There is something I'm not doing right. Definitely, you would know what you are not doing right in this session. I really appreciate the reviews. Thank you so much. So post the graphics on your social media, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even on your LinkedIn, along with the short copy so that other educators and even non-educators can also benefit from this session. Thank you very much. Mr. Emmanuel, you can take over now.
Thank you, Ms. Favor. So, sorry about that little break. Someone, because I noticed that it took a little bit of time to generate, so someone was trying to reach me, so my data was at a little break. So, let's go back to it. Yes. So we're trying to generate assessment, and I tried explaining that before now we could only generate questions for only one topic, but now we've added it up to 3. We'll keep improving on it. In the future, we'll be adding up to 5, 10. You can put in fact, in the future, you'll be able to generate questions for all the topics you have taught your student for the whole term. That's probably 12 or even more topics that you have taught your students in the whole term. You'll be able to put in the topic, the number of questions you want for that particular topic, like I've done here. Demand, I want 10 questions, number of questions 10. Supply, I want number of questions 10. Mean, median, and mode, I want number of questions 30. The grade should be grade 10. And then, okay, you don't need to put anything here. Multiple choice, yes. And I also said, please let's use max word 2K. If you are generating up to 200 questions, you can then use 4K, right? If you are 200 questions at a go, at a time, you can use 4K words. That can generate up to 200 questions for you. If you have any additional description, like you want it to probably focus more on, anything you want to add to what you have already, instructions that you have given, you can put that in this description bar. So let's go ahead to generate and then see that work in generating assessment. While it's doing that, please let's not forget to share the links. Let's see how reach out to other educators, share this with other educators. For what I think the first person that dropped a review talked about adding his or her team for them to make use of AI Teacher. We are going to show you how you can add your team members, share units with them, and then they are also able to create to also use part of your own unit, for their for whatever it is that you want to use it for. Okay. So while we wait for this to come up, typically it should be less than 1 minute when we are generating. But again, if for any reason there are network issues, just let it do its thinking and then bring the result that we're looking for. Okay. So I think it actually locked me out. I was actually locked out all this while. Wow. I was wondering why it would take that long a time. It doesn't take that long time. I just wanted to see what the complaint would be at the end, right? So, like the previous one that we tried, we saw that it didn't take that long, so it actually locked me out. So let me log in back and then, sorry, I'm going to stop sharing. Let me try logging in again. Uh, it actually logged me out. Oh. So if for any reason you stay too long and then you don't use it, it will likely log you out of the out of the account. You now need to log back in to be able to continue. Okay. Play on a few seconds. Okay, we are back in. I'm going to share my screen again. Sorry for that delay. Really sorry about that. I'm sharing my screen again. Yes. Okay. So, like I said, the assessment generator. Okay, I'm going to do for economics, and then I talked about us being able to. Let me just do that quickly. I think I'd explained that already. And also again, as you can see here, we also made plans for it so that at times where you lose information, you don't need to start typing over and over again, right? Get your information in real time, right? That you have already uploaded instead of having to. Okay, so let's go ahead and generate now. Now it should be faster. Shouldn't take this long. Want to know what that problem, what is that issue. Okay, I think I have a guess what that problem is. Shouldn't take that. No, just wait. Wow. So I think there's a problem with that particular one. Our engineers will check on it and hopefully we'll get that resolved. Whatever the issue is there, shouldn't do like that. We'll just move straight into other functionalities.
Okay, when we get results, I would appreciate a little more persons. Click on the Instagram or Facebook post. The link is here on the group. Like, comment, share to your network so that other educators can join and get to know more about AI Teacher and how it's used so that they can also benefit. You can also take a screenshot of the live session and post it on the WhatsApp group that you are on. I said WhatsApp group that you're on, and say that the session is now live. If you know any of your friends and colleagues who would love to be in this session, put a call across to them and tell them to join the call. Shake that we get a full house today so that we are sure that everyone got maximum value, a large number of people got maximum value for this session. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Favor, for that. So I'm just getting feelers from our developers department that they are actually working on this right now as we speak. So that's why we are having that glitch. Our training actually, came at the time where they needed to do some corrections on the website and some other updates. So, but we told them to please allow us to work. So let's just move and other ones will basically be working. Let's quickly look at that now. So let's go for. I think we've worked with Visual Aid. We've worked with we're trying to do generator assessment. So let's go to the lesson plan generator. I just hope that they will allow us work today. So let's say we want to create a lesson plan for economics, for example. So I hope you are there. And then we have, for example, topic is demand. Oh, sorry, lesson title is demand. Or let's say mean mode, mean mode, and median. Mean mode, median, and median.
Vice teachers can also on their systems or their phones, as it's speaking, you can go and navigate your own app too. You can go ahead and navigate your own app too. You don't need to share your screen. You can always do that. Navigate your own app too as it's speaking so that you're following through on what he's saying. Thank you.
Okay, so Max Word 2K, and then click on generate. Mr. Uche. Okay, so we have our lesson plan here generated. That's for 60 minutes. Grade 10, duration 60 minutes, learning objective, lesson procedure, direct instructions. And if you notice, it's going to give you exactly, it's also going to add class notes, median mode, range, guided practice, independent practice, closing 5 minutes, and then it's going to add a little note for you, mode, range, then assessment, and of course homework. Now this is a typical lesson plan. It's going to generate for you on any subject, lesson plan on any subject that you want it to generate for you, and then you can go ahead and download it. Now you have, I'm going to explain some of the functionalities here, why we have different words that we have here. We have the 1K words, we have the 2K words, we have the 4K words, and of course very soon we'll be having the 8K words. Now for the 1K words, why we try to do this is so that it's going to help, unlike other apps that we use, right? Or other apps that are doing something similar to ours, right? When you create any subject or when you create anything, you are charged based on creation, whatever you create. But for us, just to make it a bit cheaper, we know that there are certain things you want to generate that is of, you don't need so much words, right? For example, when you are generating an activity, right, you don't need plenty text. All you need is just few words, okay? It doesn't need too much text. So you can use, based on your own discretion, on the content you are looking for, you can now choose how long your content should be. So the longer the content, the more how will I put it now? The more solid the content will look. So if 1K words is going to summarize almost everything that is going to give to you, 2K words is going to give you a longer content, 4K words is going to give you a vast and more elaborate content on whatever it is you are asking, right? So this helps us so that you know very well that, okay, on this topic I just need something small, I don't need so much content, right? On this particular topic. So this also helps in other part of the tool itself. So you are able to choose what you want. This also works well when you are generating your lesson notes, right? In generating your lesson notes, using this will help you, So let's say you are generating a lesson note for grade 1 students. You know you don't need so much content. You just need few words. So you are meant to use 1K word. There's nothing they will write. You don't go and give them long notes and all of that, right? So let's say you are generating for classes like from upper grades and senior schools, junior schools and senior schools. You can now use 2K words or 4K words. Or you are generating for university students. You can now use 4K words, right? So this helps you to, instead of you just putting something and then it's open-ended and you keep generating, and then at the end of the day, those kind of content, you don't need it. For a primary school student, you don't need plenty content. You will not write all the notes in the board, right? So, your student just need few words and all of that. So that's what we actually try to do here, so that when you are generating, you can choose, give it a limit to the number of words you want it to give you. Don't go beyond 1,000 words. Don't go beyond 2,000 words. Don't go beyond 4,000 words, right? So that is for that. Very soon we'll be having the 8K words very, very soon to add to that. And as we move on, we'll have also 16K words like that, so that you can generate, at a go, you can generate up to 30 pages, 20 pages, 50 pages of document from here, right? So that will be happening very soon. So that's for lesson plan. And once you have generated, all you just need to do is to click on download PDF. You can save it. Once you save it, it will be saved in it has saved now into your, click on download PDF, and then you start download it and save it in your system, or in your for your student, or for you to use on a later date. So that's for lesson notes. Now let's move to I think we've looked at visual lesson notes. Okay, let's go to lesson note generator now. Now this is basically when we want to generate lessons. So I want to generate a note for demand, right? Subject is economics. Okay, and then I'm doing this for grade 10. You notice my economics is incorrect, but it's going to understand what I meant. And I'm doing this with 2K words. Now, subtopics. Let's say you have other topics you want to be added. You want it to basically add for you, right? Those subtopics that probably you want it to focus on, right? You can add that. In the future, you'll be able to add more than 3 to 4 to 5 subtopics, right? So you have the topic, and then you want it to focus on, okay, I want you to write about this I want these subtopics to be inside of the content you are creating. You can put that subtopics there. That will also be worked on in the future. We'll be having many, we'll be able to add more subtopics apart from just one. Then I'll click on generate.
So are you sharing your screen?
Oh, my screen is not shared. Wow.
No.
Oh, and nobody mentioned that. Wow.
Yes, but hello.
Hello, I can hear you.
It is this icon. It is this icon that has been rolling since that is there now. Nothing has changed on the screen that I'm watching here. You said you wanted to transcribe, and that is what has been on since.
To transcribe?
Nothing has changed. And you said you said we should watch this.
Has it changed now?
It has changed now.
Okay.
It has changed.
Okay. I think my screen just went out earlier. So here you have demand in economics,
Okay.
content, introduction to demand, law of demand, factor influencing demand, types of demand, demand curve, analysis of demand. Okay, so we have introduction of demand. Okay, now right, factors influencing demand. This is basically and download it, and then now you don't need to start this is the notes for the particular topic. Come here, put in the lesson notes for that particular software teacher. Okay, so as you can see here, the note is generated. All you just need to do is to click on download PDF, or save it. Once you save it, you can then download it and then have it click on download now. So to bring here, it should ask for that for lesson note. So let's go straight to another part. I think let's try assessment again. I hope whatever the issues have, let me try that again. Let me just see for two topics. Okay, there it is. It's working now. So what is the relationship between price and demand? So it's going to give you okay, what is the law of supply? Now they are actually working on this. I believe this is actually been worked on. I'm sure that's why the questions are coming out like this. But of course you can see it, right? And so these are all the tools that our teachers to make use of. These are the things they think to do in the classroom. You need a lesson plan in the class. You need curriculum. As a school owner or as a school head, you need to generate curriculum in the class. As a teacher, you need to give your student notes in the classroom. And, amidst all of your hustle and bustling, and you get home, you need to take your family, you need to take care of your own kids. You need to make sure that your note is ready, your class note is ready, and all of this is ready, right? All of this, just bring out your phone or your laptop. You click on it. If you need to edit it a little bit further, you can edit it, add your own flesh, add whatever you want to add, and everything you need to do. It simplifies and take away the stress of you, gives more time to you as a teacher to do other things that you need to do. Now, the whole essence of this is what can help educators reduce the stress on them, give them more time to focus on even their students, right? Sometimes the teacher will be there after you've done lesson plan, you've done lesson note, you've given the note, you still come and sit down and mark the note. When you mark the note, you still need to, put focus on each of the students to see where their needs are. So if there's something that can actually take away the stress of you doing some particular things, right? So that you can focus more on the things that really matter. That's the whole reason for all of this. And in the future, like I said, we are coming up with new and very amazing updates. Before I go to that, let me just quickly answer the question of the person that talked about teams. So let's say you have your own account. You can see in the file here, my team. You just click on that, and then you add a member by clicking on add member. The person on AI Teacher, all you just need to do is to put the person's email. For example, I want to add Emmanuel, that's me. Okay, I'm registered here. I want to add myself to this this account. I click on that. It's team member added successfully. Now it has added me there. I've added twice again now. Okay, so it has added me. As you can see that I just added this now. Now the next thing I'll do is to click on gift unit. Once I click on gift unit, I can now give the person the number of units I want to give them. If it is 20, if it is 30, if it is 40. Once I click on submit, this person on his dashboard, we see these 20 units reflecting on his dashboard. So this is where schools can actually buy lump sum of the units, and then they can now share to their teachers, right? Recently, we were at a school, they bought, I think, over 1,000 units. Their staff members, I think about 50-50 each. We also have some other schools that are buying, 300 units, 400 units to share amongst their staff. So once you do that from your own end as the administrator, you can now share it to your teachers for them to have access to. In the future, we'll also be having some other functionalities for you as an admin to be able to monitor what they are doing, to see what they have downloaded or what they have not downloaded, and how they are using each of the units to create whatever it is that they are creating. Okay, so that's for adding your team members. Okay, so I think earlier we discussed about the unit, the buy unit and how you can buy units, and then we've also discussed that we now have school account for you to, let's say you want to buy for a whole school or for a whole term. You can buy for a whole term and then you share to your teachers. You can also buy for a whole year and share amongst your teachers to use. Okay, so that's for all of the pricing and all of that. At this point, I'm going to give just 2 minutes to get feedback before I now come back. I'll give that to Favor before I now come back to discuss the new features that we should be expecting on AI Teacher. And now you can also ask your questions. I'll answer them as well. Favor, over to you.
All right. I do hope we've been enjoying the session. Okay, before Mr. Emmanuel comes on with the new features that will be added to AI Teacher, if you have had any questions so far, you can type it in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself if you prefer to speak. And then, Mr. Emmanuel, can you start answering questions already? Sir? Sir?
Hello? Are you calling me?
You can start answering questions already. There is already a question in the chat box.
Okay, what's the question, please? Go ahead and read it out.
Can AI Teacher be used to generate essay on a particular topic?
At the moment, no. But I think that will come in with our next feature.
All right.
Yes.
So at the moment, AI Teacher cannot be used to generate an essay on a particular topic, though it does generate lesson plans and students' handouts. Probably I can advise you to modify those for your essay. But at the moment, generating a specified essay for a particular topic is not a feature available. Can AI Teacher work offline? That's another question. AI Teacher was built to work with internet connection alone. Just the way ChatGPT cannot work offline, AI Teacher cannot work offline. We might want to integrate that in the nearest future, but I'll leave that to Mr. Emmanuel to answer. Mr. Emmanuel.
Yes, so AI Teacher at the moment cannot work offline, right? Because it basically makes use of internet data to be able to generate those things that we are basically generating. So yes, it can work offline now, and I'm not sure is a feature. Now these things are generated from the the machine that we have taught. So this machine is hosted online. So although the content is not gotten from the internet, but the machine is hosted online. I think I didn't mention that in the training. All of this content that is given to us is not gotten from the internet. It's gotten from the machine that have been trained to have understanding of these things, to have knowledge of Nigerian curriculums, UK curriculums, and all the detail, everything around education, and how curriculum should be, how lesson plan should be written and all of that. So these machines has already been learned, has been taught with all of this information. So, but it is hosted. We need internet to connect to that machine to be able to get this content. So yes, it needs internet to work. Is there any other question?
It means it cannot be used in remote schools. You can use it in remote schools. Remote schools are actually schools in rural and underserved areas, if I get what you mean. And I'll take myself as an example. I served in a rural, to an extent, though the internet network wasn't smooth, but it was still workable on some occasions. So I think there are rural areas where there is internet service, but if not, then it can be used in an area where there is no internet service. I guess that should be an answer to the question.
Okay.
I'm expecting more questions in the chat box.
Discussing some of the updates. Can I do that?
So you can continue if you want to.
Okay. So, yes. So, I'm just going to mention a few. We have, I think, about 13 to 14 updates that we are working on. So, I'll just mention a few that we should be expecting, right? One very important one is that we'll be getting to have international exams like SATs, like TOEFL, like GMAT, and all these IGC and all these international exams that we write, that are students write. We'll also be having that integrated here where you can generate questions for them. So not just the generating assessment that generates questions for Nigerian curriculum, you'll also be able to generate for SAT, so that your student can practice. Maybe you want to use that for practice for your student before they write the SAT exams, and for basically for all the subjects that is offered in SAT and at the national exams, they will all be included here. So we should expect that. We also have for special needs, right? We'll be having a place where people that have students in their classes that have needs or special needs students like blind, deaf, dyslexia, and all of that, you'll be able to choose the special need your students have, the challenge with that child, and it will generate something exactly for that particular child that will also be added to this. We'll also have newsletter generator. These will be mind-blowing for administrators, right? You don't need to sit down and start typing and writing big grammar, just to make your newsletter amazing and all of that. So in the newsletter, you'll be able to add all the things that you've done in just one word. We did this, we did that, we did this, we did that, and then it's going to give you your newsletter written professionally, and then you are able to share that with your parents. We'll be having vocabulary words generator when you want to prepare your student for spelling bee and all those kind of things. Right? So just get ready. So many other things that we want to mention now, right? So that we have some surprises. So get ready for the surprises. We'll be having tons and tons of updates coming up on AI Teacher very, very, very soon. At this point, I don't know if there's any other question. Okay.
Yes, there's a question in the chat box.
This person asked that, what can I do to download a lesson plan generated from
generated from AI Teacher. What can I do to download a lesson plan generated from AI Teacher? The plans are on safe content section, but can be downloadable for classroom use. Now, when you create the lesson plan, you are supposed to download it immediately, right? At the moment, saved lesson plans are not downloadable, right? At the moment, they are not downloadable, but I believe before the end of this week, that will be made available for us to be able to download saved lesson plans. But all of your lesson plans that you've created, right at the end of it, you will see download to PDF. Let's always click on that to download it into our systems before we exit that particular listing. I know we would work on that. We are working, what we are doing with AI Teacher is, as we get all of these feedbacks, we are building it with teachers, we are building it with educators. As we get some of the things that we did not see while we were building, once that request comes, we try to add it immediately and stuff like that. So yes, right now you can't download saved document, but you can download it immediately after you have generated it. Okay, so let's always click on download once we have generated, so that we don't lose anything that we have generated already. Okay, so I think that would be all from my end. So, or anybody wants to add anything or want to say anything? Favor, is there anything else?
Okay, that was an awesome session. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. Yeah, is there anyone who has anything to say so far from your experience of the session? Any more questions, your reviews? Did you enjoy this session? Did you feel it was necessary for us to have this session? Do you feel it was impactful? Do you feel we have answered all the questions that you have concerning the difficulties you have navigating the AI Teacher app? You can unmute yourself to speak. You can type in the chat box. Do you think this session was worthwhile? Would you like us to have something like this more often, where we review our use of the app, or where we educate you on something more exciting? And truth be told, I said this is one in many sessions we'll be having. Next week, we are having the pre-conference webinar for ICET Certified Online Instructors Conference. Next week, we'll be navigating the ICET website. If you have not gone on that website before, you would not know what is in it for you on that website. To come expectant next week, Saturday, same time, 4 p.m. Come with your friends, your colleagues. We want to unveil to you what is in store for you as a member of the International Community of Educational Technology. The ICET website is loaded. You don't know what is coming for you. That place is loaded. Resources that you have never come across before are there on that app. Certification exams, certification courses are there on that website. So come next week, and I want you to make sure that you invite someone. I expect a fuller house. Now, just for you to understand what the ICET Online Instructors Conference is about, is for those who are interested in starting to teach online, do online instructor. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you might be teaching school subjects, but you can also become an online coach from attending that conference. So come with your expectations to learn. You will learn how to navigate the technology necessary for you to become an effective online teacher. You will learn the certifications that are needed for you to become an effective online teacher and how to get them. You will learn about online classroom management. Students would not be there with you physically that you will be able to correct them properly and call them to order. But through this conference, you'll be able to learn how to call a child to order, even though the child is not there with you physically, how to manage your class effectively, especially if you're dealing with a number of students. So I want you to just come with all of your expectations because they're that conference. So next week is to give you a brief into what the conference will be like, to unveil to you as speaker, a facilitator for that conference, and then to show you what the ICED website has for you as an educator. So at this point, I would like to bring this this webinar to a close. The links are there for you. Engage. Share what your experience was like during this session. Our IG post is up already. Go and comment how it was for you. I can see someone recording a voice note. I really do appreciate that. So like and comment and share our posts. Our IG post, our Facebook post is easier for you to engage with. Would really love to see your reviews. Also share your experience on our WhatsApp group. Share your experience on our WhatsApp group. How was the session for you? Kehinde says, highly impactful and eye-opening. Thanks for the good work. It's really game-changing. We really appreciate that review. And we can't wait for more reviews coming for us. You can also drop a review on Google Play Store about how our app is really changing the game in the classroom. Google Play Store is also another place to drop your review. We would so appreciate it coming there. We would so appreciate it coming there. Thank you so much for making yourself available for this session. We really appreciate Grace, Juliet, Marybeth, Safia, Marachi, Simeon, and Kehinde. All of those who have joined but could not stay on the call because of network issues, we so much appreciate you. The recording will be made available for us, and you can listen to it on another occasion so that you can refresh yourself on how exactly you're supposed to navigate the app effectively. So see you next week, 4 p.m., and enjoy the rest of your evening. Do share this good news to others in your network. Bye for now. Thank you so much.